thoughtful ideas and suggestions for guests and topics.
Great events, programs, and student activities.
All the factors are useful.
Welcome to this week's segment of Dialogue Houston. I'm your host, Lawrence Payne. To our regular viewing audience, welcome. To those joining us perhaps for the first time here for HCC's TV Dialogue Houston, we're here now every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 a.m. and again at 6 p.m., Saturday afternoons at 3 p.m. As always, at the top of the hour, let me thank you for your thoughtful calls, emails, and text messages concerning previous shows we've aired here on HCC's TV Dialogue Houston. For after all, this is your community affairs, public affairs show here on HCC TV, now proudly in its 27th season. I want to thank you all for your great thoughts and ideas and suggestions for guests and topics to be covered in upcoming segments. We're going to make sure we honor some of those. It all is kind of related to this great environment that we find ourselves, this portal between COVID-19 and the George Floyd environment of trying to understand each other better as human beings and to understand how a lot of the services that we have around us is really important to different parts of our community and different aspects of our community to have delivered. As you know, this segment of Dialogue Houston is now a very special edition of Dialogue Houston entitled Living in New Knowledge. Living in New Knowledge, because we feature our wonderful friends from the Houston Public Library. And Living in New Knowledge, the thing that everybody should have. If you don't have one, there it is right there. It's called my link card, library link card. Link, I-N-L-I-N-K, Living in New Knowledge, link, Living in New Knowledge. So it's very important that everybody has and get their library card. The wonderful Houston Public Library has been serving the citizens of Houston since 1904. It is a resource that we all must avail ourselves of. We're always amazed when we hear from citizens about the things that they can access from their own Houston Public Library by doing what? By having your own library card, the link card. If you don't have a library card, you may do so by going online and applying for one. The electronic version of the card is valid until August 1st. That date will be extended, or you may call 832-393-1313 or go to the website www.houstonlibrary.org and proceed to get your own Houston Public Library card. On today's version of Living in New Knowledge, we're going to feature two aspects of the Houston Public Library, two great friends and co-workers that I labor in the vineyard with at HPL to produce great things for all of our citizens and customers and constituents in the environment. And first up is none other than Matisha Tate, who is our community engagement specialist, director. She has a whole bunch of titles I could add to her after doing this for so many years. She does a great job of it, but she is the outward face in many ways that you see with the wonderful, I call it the great bus, the HPL bus and van and public rolling library. And you see these wonderful pop-up tents all over the place, those wonderful red tents of HPL. And Matisha and her team does a great job of presence, of availability, and letting people know who and what we are. So I'm just going to stop there and say welcome, Matisha, and so great to have you on Dialogue Houston.
Thank you for your warm welcome, Larry, and it is my pleasure to be here with you today to speak about our programs and services.
There's so much that we could cover under your responsibility. I'm just going to go down the line. Let's start with the one I mentioned already because everybody sees it because it's so visible, the Mobile Express.
Yes.
I love that thing. Tell me about that.
We have a Mobile Express vehicle. At this point, it is a modified RV. We are able to hold 24 customers on board. We take that vehicle out to various different places and locations and offer innovative computer classes, 3D printing, coding, literacy services, and much more. So we have over 40 courses that we offer, and we're able to utilize that vehicle to deliver those courses where our customers request for us to come.
Let's touch back on that because you said it and I want to make sure it's sunk in. Over 40 courses that are available through that process. Tell us about some of the titles of those courses.
Okay, so we have titles that are available for all ages and walks of life. For our youth, we have innovative storytime sessions or storytime fitness. We have coding. We teach 3D printing, laser cutting. We do ESL classes, citizenship classes, GED classes. we're able to basically expand on any course area that someone has a thirst for. We're able to help them reach their goals and quench that thirst by providing them programs and services. We teach
And you,
teenagers how to not only play video games, but to how to create and build their own video games. They're able to create innovative video sessions and much, much more.
and you bring the resources right there to them.
Correct. We provide those services in the places that people work, eat, and play.
So we have no excuse not to avail ourselves. It can
Absolutely.
come right to your own front door, but
That's
literally.
absolutely correct.
When you talked about creating your own games and coding and actually 3D printing, it's such an array of things that we can do through the library that sometimes I think it gets lost in all that creativity. That's why I always want you and others to kind of always just kind of lay it all out. You can do almost anything that you want to do through one of the other resources of HPL.
Correct. And that is something that goes unnoticed in many cases. People just aren't aware of all the programs and services that we offer. But the library is the world's best kept gem, or the most secretive gem that may be there. And we are here to continue to promote the library, their programs and services, and to increase the awareness of our customers of all the things that we can do for them. Many of the resources are right here at their fingertips, and we're just meeting them where they are so that they can come back to us to utilize that service.
You touched on citizenship too, because you also do that out of that variety of getting people to understand that vast array. We talked about citizenship earlier in the first segment, but all that's important of how that connects together, is it not?
That's absolutely essential. It is. And we want to provide that service. So when we go out and we teach the citizenship classes or the GED classes, we're helping people with their everyday walks of life. We're helping parents be able to engage or speak or and interact with their children's teachers better. Or in the grocery store, we're opening the doors to introduce new career opportunities to our customers, and so much more. And it starts off small, but it tends to have a never-ending stopping point. Yes.
How has this COVID-19 environment affected what you do and how you do it?
COVID-19 has directly impacted what we do because of the inability to gather in large crowds. We aren't able to go out and provide services in the way that we normally would. But we have been very resilient and very flexible, so we've modified a lot of our course offering to be able to deliver them virtually. We have a summer camp that we offer each summer that services kindergarten through 12th graders. And we typically would do that camp in person, but now we are doing that virtually and offering that services. So we're packaging the supplies, and we are allowing them to be able to be picked up and or delivered to our customers to ensure that we're still able to meet that need. And that's one of the many programs that we do that encourage and expose kids to knowledge bases and information and career paths and skill sets that they typically may not have had any other level of exposure to had it not been for the library.
That's very true. And even with the summer challenges of one of my favorites, Camp Screen, we're still able to figure out how to do it and how to deliver the services in spite of all. Are we not?
Yes, definitely. And I commend our director, our department for just being so flexible and so willing to step outside of the box of what has been normal for us. So we are, again, exploring virtual delivery. We have jumped in on a number of Zoom sessions. We've shared our information. We've circulated print material. We have expanded our services to offer curbside remedies to our customers. So even though we aren't able to offer services in the normal capacity, we are adapting and redeveloping and reinventing ways to still reach our customers.
I know you're always talking about the next phase of how to be creative and innovative. So what do you see coming down the pike for the end of the rest of the summer and probably even into the fall now? I think it's just going to be how we are left to our own creativity to figure out how to deliver the services. What do you see as the next thing or the next phase of this environment?
I believe that our next phase will be our new normal, and it will just be a modified and expanded way of offering services. So we won't be able to limit ourselves. We were already stepping outside of our static locations by having a mobile service delivery, which is not something that many others do. So but we will just have to expand that a bit further. So now we have stepped outside of our locations. We've provided mobile services. Now we're going to have services that are more tech savvy or more tech heavy, where with us doing more virtual programs and services, putting more programs and services in a box, partnering with different partners to spread and promote that, like the partnership that we have with KHOU. So we're going to have to continue to stretch ourselves to explore innovative partnerships innovative opportunities and to ensure that we're still meeting the needs of our customers.
Before we have to take our pause and break and leave you, let me just give you an opportunity. Did I leave out anything? Anything else you want to make sure you get in that I haven't touched on?
Just that we're here to provide service and we're happy to do so. So if there's anything that someone wants, I challenge them to reach out to us and see if we can meet that need. And I guarantee that if there's something that we don't have, we can be the resource to give them what they do need.
All right, you heard her. Reach out to her, get in touch with her. Matisha Tate, Community Engagement, HPL. Thank you so much for being on this segment of Dialogue Houston. We'll continue to work with you and follow the great things that you and your team does. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us. Have a great day.
We're going to take a small pause and break, and when we come back, we're going to be joined by our good friend Mary Wagoner from the Houston Public Library, who we've had on many times here on Dialogue Houston to talk about some aspects of the work that she's doing to give us a really insight into the aspects of how all of that kind of comes together in the delivery of services. So please stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
The census is when we count every person in each home in every neighborhood.
Do kids count?
We all count, especially kids and babies. Make
your
your
family
family
count.
count!
Count all the kids living in your home. Visit 2020census.gov to learn more.
A natural disaster may force you to evacuate, and the coronavirus could impact your emergency plans. So take steps now to help your family and community prepare. Keep a supply kit stocked with cloth face coverings, disinfecting supplies, and hand sanitizers. Check with local officials about what shelter spaces will be open during quarantine efforts. And remember to review the CDC's guidelines with the whole family. Disasters won't wait. Neither should you. Visit ready.gov/plan to make a plan today.
Houston Community College is safe, clean, and open for learning. We're sanitizing our classrooms and reducing class sizes so you can feel good when you come back. Register now at hccs.edu/college your way.
Welcome back to this week's segment of Dialogue Houston. If you're with us for the first part of the show, we had a fascinating conversation with Matisha Tate and the segment of Living in Knowledge, the HPL version of Dialogue Houston. And now we're being joined by our great friend, Mary Wagoner, who we've featured many times here on Dialogue Houston over the years. And Mary is the Youth's, I always love Mary's title, got the best title of anybody in the building, our Youth Service Advocate. Everybody should have an advocate, and everybody should have an advocate like Mary, because I'm telling you, when it comes to youth service and other things, she got it down. Mary Wagoner, Youth Service Advocate. Mary, so let's kind of talk almost where we left off last time that you were on. And I want to jump right into the SRP, because I think that's one of the most exciting pieces of the puzzle right now. So tell us about that.
Yes, it is. So we have the John P. McGovern Foundation Summer Reading Program.
Yes, indeed.
We have been doing this program for many years. And this year we pivoted and we made the program virtual. So we're offering almost all the elements that we have in the past, just in that virtual environment. We've tried to make it a lot of fun. So I think that infusion of fun you'll see throughout the program. I'm inviting everyone to go to https://houstonlibrary.org and look for John P. McGovern on the banner page. It's very colorful artwork. You cannot miss it. And that will take you to how you register for the program, how you sign up, how you read for 20 minutes a day for 10 days. And that can be an audiobook or a newspaper article, a magazine article. It does not have to be a book per se. So we want reading. All reading counts. We want listening to audiobooks. That counts. Listening to podcasts of books. That counts. The idea is that we want to build a habit of reading. So you notice I didn't say, I want you to read 50 books this summer.
Right, right.
What I'm saying is I want you to read every day. I want you to read for 10 minutes a day. I mean, for 20 minutes a day for 10 days. And you build that habit of reading, and then we will reward that habit with a book of your own.
Ah.
Yeah. So at the end of the summer, you can have earned up to 4 books, which is great. That's a wonderful home library. If you have siblings, you know, you could have, say you have 3 children in a family, you know, what is 3 times 4? 12.
Right.
I mean, that's just awesome. So,
right. And prizes and incentives are very good because we're trying to actually build the library at home.
Yes.
Books in the home is something that's very important, and people don't realize many families, many communities, unlike maybe when you and I grew up. Now we're in the wisdom community.
Yes.
Having books in the home was something that was essential. We always found a way to have them, get them, buy them, borrow them, whatever. But and a lot of kids do not grow up with books in their home.
And the wonderful thing about it is that we let you select from a list of books.
Right.
So you're going in and we're giving you some options that are age appropriate. So if you're 6 years old and you qualify because you've read for your 10 days, you qualify for that book, then you have several titles from which you have a choice. Yeah. So it's not just we're giving you a book, we're giving you some choice in what you're receiving. That's important too, because that makes it their own. That's where the child is, when they're involved in that choice, that and have options in life, that's what you're showing them, that, you know, this is a decision that you get to make. And so when they receive the book, they're very excited. This year, we will be distributing the books after August 15th, and we'll put up the survey, and they can go in and select the books from the survey.
Wonderful.
And then they'll be able to pick it up at one of our 15 curbside locations.
Okay.
So the HBL to go curbside, check out the site for where those are and what the hours are.
Drive by and pick up your books. I love it.
Yes, yes. And you might encounter while you're there a dinosaur or a unicorn.
Now we're talking. Right.
We have Sparkles the unicorn and Rory the dinosaur.
All right.
And there will be some other cast of characters coming out soon, including sharks and triceratops, the T-Rex. It's going to be even more exciting. So they're not going to be out there all day long. As you know, those costumes are very hot.
Right.
But you know, you just may be lucky enough to you encounter one of those creatures.
But the point is, you never know who and what will show up.
That's
so
right.
You have to come and check it out. Check it out.
That's right. And we've had Rory and Sparkles have already gotten fan mail.
I love it. I love
but only Sparkles going to write back on Rory's behalf because his little arms. It's really, our theme is, you know, imagine your story.
Right, right. And my point I was going to make, summer reading was always the special thing in my life, in my little hometown growing up, in our little public library. That summer reading list that we had with the great incentives of all kinds of prizes at the end, that was the thing we did. If you didn't do anything else all summer, you got your list, you read all your books, you got your prize, you had the big celebration at the end, everybody got together and had a big party. You can't do that now with social distancing, but nonetheless, it was incentives that kept your mind sharp over the summer in between going back to school.
That's right. That's right. And it's engaging because we've always had live programs in the past.
Right.
And so this summer we had basically our vendors, performers who've participated in past programs, submit us some audition tapes, and then we gave them some feedback, and then from that list we have 15 performers plus Alley Theater. So this is great. We have about 20 videos from Alley Theater. So it's everything from how to make your own fake blood to to special effects.
Watch out,
I-
Halloween.
I know. And I had no idea special effects that you could take t-shirts and flap them and it would sound like the wings of a bird. So some behind the scenes on lighting, how to audition for a part. So it's how to be the talent on the stage, how to do, you know, your makeup, how to do that, where to stand. So everything you want to know about that craft, it's for tweens and teens. So it's a little older audience, but that is fun. On the other end of the spectrum, for the younger ones, then we have Andy Rue, who is a phenomenal singer. But in his programs, we have several videos by him as well. He also incorporates STEM into many of his videos.
Ah, okay.
So you learn about music and sound and the science of that sound. So he really brings it together beautifully and has just such a wonderful personality. Some of the ones that we've brought back from the past are Jelly Belly Schmelly Show.
Jelly Belly Smelly Show. All right.
Yes, so you know, we're going to have balloon animals, face painting, a lot of fun there. Neverland balloons, once again, balloon animals and face painting. More of that. And they do everything from flowers on your face to princesses to becoming a superhero.
Wow.
So we have about 6 videos there. And then we have some STEM. So we have Nutty Scientists joining us and Texas Snakes for those nature lovers.
A little bit of something for everyone. That's the beauty of it.
Yes.
Since we're stuck inside so much with COVID, talk a little bit about one of my favorite things, which is story time.
You can watch online videos of story times practically every day of the week.
Wow.
We're putting up more content.
Right.
And so if you go to our Facebook or YouTube channel, either one, you'll be able to watch those. Or you can go into houstonlibrary.org, go to Learn and Explore, the John P. McGovern, and you can see how to link there. The other way to link is to actually go to our events page, our program events. So that's what's current. But if you want to see past ones, my favorite way to see past ones is actually to go to the Facebook page, because you can go to www.facebook.com, then /Houston Library, and then /videos, and you'll be able to see some of those videos. Now I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite videos.
All right.
So check out the one that was shown on June 27th. It is a dance-off, a social distancing dance-off between Sparkles the Unicorn and Rory the Dinosaur. And the tune behind it is all about washing your hands.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And so it was a challenge with the Houston Health Department.
Okay.
So we met that challenge. I think we excelled at it. And if you don't laugh, then I don't think you have a sense of humor. it just.
And again, you never know where and when those two may show up.
That's right. That's right.
That's
they
what
will be
I love
showing
about
up
it.
again. So we have story times in Russian, in Chinese, in Spanish, and in English.
That's important to note. Yes. Yes.
So we've reached across a broad spectrum of the community we're trying to reach and include them in our story times. And then you're going to see, this is our talent. This is our in-house talent. We didn't have to go out and hire performers.
I know. You got
to
very
do this.
creative. You got very creative people. Yes, indeed.
We have such incredible talent within the library system, and they know how to read a book where the kids get involved in it. They're, you can hear the timing where the child is going to respond and say, "Oh, it's him," or "Oh, there it is." So they make it interactive, and even though it's video, it's still very interactive, and kids love it. We're also doing STEM videos. So we have, a wide range of science, technology, engineering, math. We're trying to do some, magic math moments for you. We're trying to do some STEM activities, whether it could be, everything from photosynthesis to geology. You just never know what's going to be in there. We have a special character who does many of our STEM videos named Professor P, who's who is one of our characters on KHOU. But this is something that we want to broaden and make sure everyone knows, is that we haven't quit what we've been doing. We've been doing STEM in our after school zones for many years. And so those programs for children that are educational and keep them involved but interested and having some fun, because, you know, I don't know, have you ever made slime, Larry?
Yes, I have made slime.
So you know how much fun that is, just to feel that gooey stuff.
When I love it when it goes, usually when it does its thing. So,
so kids love making slime. and we're the place to go if you want to find out how
there you go. There you go. All right, before we have to leave, just quickly mention First Chapter.
First Chapter is our podcast. And so we have a podcast for tweens and teens. And what we do is we read the first chapter of a book.
Okay.
And that piques the interest.
Right.
Because if you're going to find out how it ends, you either have to put the book on hold, which you could pick up at one of the HPL to go curbside locations, or you can check it out as an ebook. So we've tried to make sure that these are all ebooks so you have accessibility. And by the way, if you're a student, you can get a free Learning Link card this summer.
There you go.
And we're trying to extend that to where it'll go a little longer. So we want to make sure that all youth are able to get that library card where they can check out those ebooks and have some fun.
Mary, time has gone by as usual too quickly, but it's been a great discussion with you with a lot of good content and information. We really appreciate that. I'm sure we'll have you on some more going forward down the road as we get into the fall. But I always want to thank you for bringing such great information to us about the great things that's happening at HPL. So thank you very much. All right.
Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it. Bye.
Let me just see if I can get us out of here in the little time we have left, because it was great to cover this with Mary and MyTesha. Going forward, we're going to make sure we really, again, continue on this segment of the special edition of Living in New Knowledge with HPL. But so many aspects as we get ready for the fall and how we begin to look at doing things for the fall within the library. And the library, of course, is your repository for citizens' understanding of not only the things we do traditionally in library, but also as the gathering place, the meeting place. Even though we can't do it face-to-face, we're going to start doing some things online, virtually, because the critical conversations that we were doing, we still need to have. And probably in this environment we're in today, we probably need to have them even more so. So we're going to make sure that we incorporate that going forward in the things we do through our wonderful Houston Public Library. So I'm out of time, so I'm going to go for now. But as always, in the environment that we're in, please wash your hand, do your social distancing, stay well, be safe, so we can all be here for and with each other going forward. And until next time, as always, peace, power, and love.